All right, let's get right into it. We all like to think we're rational, that we make good decisions. But what if I told you your own brain is set up to fail you pretty much every single day? Today, we're going to explore why that is and dig into a surprisingly simple fix for it, all based on the amazing work of Rolf Dobelli.
Okay, so first things first, we have to accept a pretty tough truth. You really can't always trust your own mind. And look, that's not an insult. It's just how we're all wired. Let me show you what I mean.
You've probably seen this famous optical illusion before, right? But it is the perfect way to show a fundamental flaw in how we think. So let's just do a quick test together. Just take a look. Go with your gut, your very first instinct. Which one of these two lines looks longer to you? The top one or the bottom one? And here's the crazy part. The truth, they are exactly the same length. I know. Go ahead, get a ruler and measure them if you don't believe me. Even when you consciously know they're the same, your brain, your eyes, they still scream that the bottom line is longer. And that's the whole point. Your brain makes errors that are predictable, consistent, and repeatable. This isn't a one-time glitch. It's a feature of the system. And while this optical illusion is just a harmless visual mistake, these exact same types of errors are happening with our most important thoughts and decisions. So these systematic mental mistakes, they actually have a name. And author Rolf Dobelli wrote a whole book basically cataloging them. What we just saw with those lines, that's just the tip of a very, very big iceberg.
The official term is cognitive bias. Think of it like a software bug in your brain. It's a predictable, consistent, and repeatable error that leads to weirdly illogical judgments. The key thing here is that these aren't random mistakes. They are baked-in patterns in how we see the world.
So, how many of these bugs are we talking about? Dobelli's book lays out 99 of them. That's right, 99. Nearly 100 different ways our brains are basically pre-programmed to lead us astray, from what you choose to eat for lunch to who you decide to marry.
Now look, 99 is, well, it's a lot to deal with at once. So instead of trying to tackle all of them, let's just zoom in on 3 of the most common mental traps. I guarantee these affect you and me and pretty much everyone every single day.
First on the list is something called survivorship bias. And trust me, once you understand this one, you are going to see it absolutely everywhere.
This is our natural instinct to focus on the winners, the people, the ideas, the businesses that survived. The problem is, we completely ignore the massive silent graveyard of failures. We see the one shining success, not the thousands who crashed and burned.
I mean, think about it. You read stories about the college dropout who built a billion-dollar company from their garage. What you don't read about are the thousands, maybe millions of other dropouts who tried the exact same thing and ended up with nothing. This bias gives us a totally warped idea of our real chances of success.
All right, next up is maybe the mother of all biases, confirmation bias. This one is especially sneaky because, well, it feels really good to fall for it. Confirmation bias is simple. We love to be right, so we subconsciously look for evidence that proves we're right, and we ignore, criticize, or just plain forget any evidence that suggests we might be wrong. It's not about finding the truth, it's about confirming what we already believe to be true.
This image is a perfect metaphor. Let's say you have a theory that there's a huge oil reserve in that channel. Your first instinct is to drill at points A and B, right? To confirm your theory. But the truly smart move is to drill at C or D, to actively try to disprove your theory. That's how you find out if you're actually right, but man, it goes against every fiber of our being.
And for our third mental trap, we have the sunk cost fallacy. This is the one that explains why it is so hard for us to just let things go.
This is when we keep pouring our time, our money, or our energy into something that is clearly failing, just because we've already invested so much. Rationally, the only thing that should matter is the future outlook, but our brains just hate the idea of admitting that our past efforts were a total waste.
Oh man, does this sound familiar or what? We say it about everything. That bad stock we bought, that failing project at work, even a relationship that's been over for months. That little voice saying, "I can't quit now." That is the sunk cost fallacy talking, and it keeps us trapped. So, okay, the problem is pretty clear. Our brains are loaded with these biases that push us toward bad decisions. So the million-dollar question is, what in the world can we do about it? Well, the solution is actually pretty simple and honestly a little counterintuitive.
How are we supposed to navigate this minefield of 99 mental errors? Do we need to learn 99 new life hacks to fight back? Thankfully, the answer is no. The path to thinking more clearly isn't about adding more information, it's about taking things away.
To get this, Dobelli uses this brilliant analogy from Michelangelo. People asked him how he created his masterpiece, the statue of David. He said he didn't create David. He just took a giant block of marble and chiseled away everything that wasn't David.
This idea has a name, via negativa. It's Latin for the negative way. It is the art of getting better, smarter, and clearer, not by figuring out what to do, but by figuring out what not to do. You just eliminate the errors.
And this is incredibly practical. It's often so much easier to know what to avoid. You want to be more productive? Forget about some complex new system. Just stop mindlessly scrolling on your phone. You want to save more money? Just stop buying things you don't need. It's about subtraction, not addition.
Look, at the end of the day, we can't always know the perfect path to success, but we can almost always spot the dumb mistakes that guarantee failure. So the message is simple. Eliminate the errors, cut out the negative behaviors, and what's left behind is better thinking. And that leaves just one question for you. What's the first thing you'll stop doing?